Hmm. Hey everybody, it's Marianne here with the Hips in Your Life community. Josh is running just a couple minutes late. He should be walking in the door about now. He had a work meeting this morning, and so he texted me, letting me know he was on the way and that he'd be showing up very shortly here. So I just thought maybe in the meantime, if you guys want to start putting in like questions in the Q&A, we've only got about 7 people in here, and we had about close to 100 registered. So this kind of gives everybody a few minutes to get logged in and get in here as well. Josh, hello. That was pretty fast. Hi, Bob. How are you?
Good. Good.
Hi, Betty.
See? She's saying hi. Right here.
Marianne. Hi. Uh-huh. She's like, whoever. We've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. So I thought we'd give it a few minutes for everybody to get logged in. I told them they could start putting their questions in the Q&A. It gives you a minute, Josh, if you need a drink or something from reading in the door.
I made your time.
You did. Traffic must have been really good for you.
Happily, I can take a back way all the way from there to here.
Oh, sweet. How's the weather?
They're a little overcast today. Wanted to be rainy
We get storms every day here.
because it's been so hot.
Get some of that storm coming up, but it looks like it's gonna loop east from the hurricane in Florida. Looks like it might be coming up the coast, but you're pretty far inland. You probably won't get
Yeah, we won't get much of that.
no, but I think North Carolina is gonna get a little bit of it. My parents are north of Tampa, so they're getting a lot of wind and rain. And my mom is 87 and she's worried about this plant that fell over. She's like, I missed that plant. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, don't you dare. That's how people get unalived as they go after things that they don't need to be outside doing in the middle of hurricanes.
We used to live north of Tampa.
Me.
Where at?
We were in a campground on Route 301 south of Zephyr Hills.
My parents are in Homosassa.
That's where we were. We were in the
Nice.
town of Homosassa.
Nice. Yeah. They are too. My brother used to be a supervisor at the nuclear power plant in Crystal River, and just recently retired. And my parents moved over there from Jacksonville, probably about 5 or 6 years ago now.
They live on one of the streets over there. Or?
They just live out in the middle of a field somewhere on the street. They live on
I knew a lot of the roads there in Sonoma-Sassa.
yeah, they're on a West Paprika Loop.
Uh-huh.
If that tells you anything.
Not really, no.
I don't know exactly where it is within Homosassa. I just followed my GPS there. But I know that from when I go down, because I was supposed to be down next week, and I don't know how that's going to work out right now. But when I go down, when I'm down there, I stay in St. Pete at a friend of mine's condo. And then there's a new toll road that goes from Tampa to straight into Homosassa, ends in Homosassa.
Yeah.
And I go up that toll road, and that's pretty close to where they live.
She says it with an H. You guys always said it with a T.
You're talking Sonoma-Sassa.
Oh, Homosassa.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
HOMOSASA or SSASA.
Two different places. Sonoma-Sassa is a little bit north of that.
Okay. Okay.
That's at Temple Terrace. Temple Terrace is a suburb of Tampa. And Sonoma-Sassa is just east of that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It takes me a good 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, to get up to Homosassa from where they're at. It's, I lived in Spring Hill for a while, the nationwide home of sinkholes. We lived there for a little while. Then before that, we had a house down in Sarasota, which I really miss. I miss living in Sarasota. I wish I had stayed. But
yeah, that's pretty down there.
It is. It is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have about 9 people, Josh. You want to get started?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
So anyway, hello, welcome, 9 people. I'm sure more people will be popping in as we get rolling here. We have not had the chance to visit with the Pettit family in a few weeks here because Bob wanted some more attention, had to go have a stroke. Bob, how are you feeling? Welcome.
I feel all right. Yeah.
You look good.
Yeah.
You look good. You look better than you did in the hospital.
I lost a little bit of my eyesight, but I guess that was to be expected.
Better than losing other things, though. So,
True.
Yeah, we're glad you're still with us. Miss Betty, how are you today?
How are you doing?
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Josh, how are you?
Good.
Busy?
Keeping
Making up for time off, huh?
Of course. That's always the downside of time off. I can take a lot of time off, but then you have to work double.
Right? You always need a vacation after you come back from vacation as well. So let's see here. Eileen says, I don't have a question, but I wanted to say hello to y'all. Bob and Josh, I love the patience and understanding when it comes to Betty. That's nice.
We try. We definitely have our moments where we yell at you. Do we ever yell at you? Do we ever get frustrated?
By the way, she yells at us too.
Sometimes she yells at us too. So we obviously try to err on the side of patience, but not always easy.
I don't care who you are and how your mind is. I think that's just family dynamics.
Of course.
Oh, sure.
I think that's just family dynamics.
You're still smiling, so can't be too bad.
100%. 100%.
Grapes? Right here. Here. Molly? You want any? She's got some grapes in front of her. I wasn't sure if you wanted more grapes.
No, I'm
No?
good.
You full?
Oh. Bet she's not too full for cookies, though.
Probably not. Yeah, if it were cookies and not grapes. Would you eat these if they were cookies? Too full for a cookie. Oh, probably too full for a
She had a big breakfast, though.
It probably hasn't been done for too long.
And we didn't start till got her up at 9:30.
So you haven't been up that long, have you?
I don't think
No, she seems a little sleepy about now. Did
you have
what about a donut?
and a donut.
That's right. Did you steal any donuts today? No. Have you ever stolen a donut in your life? Have you ever stolen a donut? No. No donuts have been stolen. Somebody stole Dad's donut a few weeks ago.
But Dina hid hers this morning.
Yeah, and somebody stole Dina's donuts about a week ago.
Wonder how they. What does it need? What does it need?
Wasn't her.
She steals my bacon if I'm not careful.
He's got smart. He leaves the bacon totally on a different counter. If you're getting up, don't you? Bacon
Right.
goes like that.
Yeah, the bacon disappears.
Who doesn't want to steal some bacon?
Say honestly, I might steal some bacon too. I don't know if it was
You
just
ever
there.
Have you ever stolen any bacon?
No,
I've stolen Dad's bacon before.
have you?
Yeah, and then you get blamed for it.
Yeah. Joshua.
You think I stole his bacon?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I know more of you have comments and questions. You guys are being really quiet. It is noon Eastern time. The only excuse you have to be really quiet is if you're still in California. There's some questions up top. There is a Q&A section. You are free to click on that and put your questions in. I even have the ability to let you ask a question in voice. So if you guys want to talk to Josh, maybe today is a good opportunity to do that since we do not have a lesson in how social media works today. What else do we not have a lesson in today, Josh?
Mean comments, how social media works, why you don't see Betty. We get a kick out of all that stuff, don't we? Even the mean comments.
We are, however, and I will do this again at the end of the meeting or the session, we are still doing the training for certified dementia workers. I know I promised this the last time, but within an hour of us getting off today, I will have a form up. If you are a medical care professional and you want to become a certified dementia specialist, I will have a form for you guys to fill out. It'll be on the Betty page of the website. So look for that in about an hour after this webinar ends. And you do have to be in the medical profession. If you're a family member or whatever, I will have another form for you to fill out. It's just going to be really easy. It's going to be name, phone number, email address, why you want to do this. But also, we also need some support in being able to do this since we've dropped the price down to free for all of the webinars on Live Community. We are now having to ask more and more for donations to be able to train dementia specialists. And these dementia specialists are certified, which means that they can go to any business out there and be like, hey, I had a certification to be a dementia trained specialist. And they'll make more money, which is important in the world. We all need to make more money. And they will be qualified for more jobs that need certifications for that type of work. The more certified dementia specialists we have out in the world, the more people are being helped by that. Because there's so many people in the world right now that have different types of dementias, right? Dementia is a broad term. It could be Parkinson's, it could be Alzheimer's. What else is there, Josh? Do you know?
Frontal lobe dementia.
Yeah, there's just
several different types.
Lots of that going on. By the way, speaking of memory stuff, Teepa Snow is coming on Live Community September 5th, which is really exciting. We're going to be talking about the different types of memory. But it's not just going to be like about to mention Alzheimer's. It's going to be like, what kind of memory do people have there? I think there's 7 different types. Teepa told me there was 10 if you talk about some subclasses of that. If you want to learn about what types of memory is available for your mind to use and how to better improve your memory on livecommunity.online, on the very front page, you will see Teepa Snow and it says, where did I leave my whatchamacallit? And so click on register and sign up for that because that's going to be a really great session. If you do not know who Teepa Snow is, she is world-renowned dementia specialist. Judy Cornish with the Dawn method that we're doing training through. She is well-known out there also. She's one of the most patient people. Both of them have very unique qualities to their trainings. They're just really great people. But Teepa Snow is one that when Bruce Willis's family needed some help in how to handle his dementia and his Alzheimer's, no, he has frontal lobe, I think. So his is actually dementia. They're all dementia. But anyway, so the Willis family, his wife called Teepa Snow and she went out and worked with them one-on-one. If you don't know who Teepa Snow is, Google Teepa Snow. You'll find a billion things. She's on TikTok. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. You'll find her all over the web. And then you will find her with Bruce Willis's family and his wife working with them as well. So go register for that. That's going to be a really good live here on Live Community as well. Someone today was on a reel. Oh, but if you go to the Betty Pettit page and click on donate and donate towards training the certified dementia specialist, we need to get that started. You guys, like I said, we brought the price down to nothing. We cannot draw from nothing and pay dementia specialists. So we're going to need y'all's help in donating what you can. If you can only donate $5, that's $5 more than what we started out with. No money is too great or too small for that. Someone today was on a reel that asked when their dad, who has dementia, says he is in the meeting in the office, but he is in the hospital. The man wanted to know, do you go along with them or tell them that you aren't in a meeting, but in the hospital and they don't work? Okay, just so you guys know that none of us here are specialists in dementia or Alzheimer's. I'm sure Josh can give you his opinion about what he would do in that situation, but do not take anything that we say as medical advice or as the golden rule, because everything obviously is subject to change depending on what your family needs.
Well, we play that all sorts of different ways. The experts say to go into their reality and live with it, live in their reality. And we do that sometimes. And then other times when she wants to go home, we say, you are home, which is not really going into her reality. But sometimes neither thing works well for us. So the question gets circled back to a lot. So it's not like there's a magic answer for this person's dad that's going to get them to quit saying that they're in a meeting or thinking that they have to go to a meeting. Sometimes you can say the meeting is later or let me know when the meeting's done or whatever. But we did that with Betty where sometimes we go along, sometimes I disagree. It's easier, makes her happy. If you disagree with what she's saying, she's got to do. But other times we try to be in our reality and that doesn't necessarily go well either.
A lot of times we tell her we're going later, or you're going to watch this show first, or we have to do something first.
Generally the evening with her, she wants to a lot.
That relates to bedtime.
That relates to bedtime. But then she's not always ready for bed. But if you hold her out long enough with enough delays, then you could say, do you want me to show you where your bed is? And then she's usually ready for that. When she gets tired enough, she's ready for bed.
Right.
I think she's ready for bed today.
Right. So you ready for bed today? You're snoozing on us.
Somebody asked, have you ever lived outside of South Carolina? They live in North Carolina.
We're originally from the Buffalo area, so we lived outside of Buffalo. And why did they move? Why did we choose North Carolina? My brother moved first. I followed him, and then these two retired and did full-time RVing and settled in Florida and came back here to be with me when she had a cancer diagnosis probably 9 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Bob, do you like North Carolina?
I do. I was sick and tired of the snow in the wintertime. It's beautiful, but I dealt with it for 40 years, going back and forth to work and shoveling the driveway, you name it. And so I just decided that I was going to go to a warm climate.
Do you like North Carolina? Huh? Do you like it in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Is it warmer?
My original plan was to go to Kentucky, somewhere around the land between the lakes. And the boys solved the problem for me by coming to North Carolina.
Fair. I think North Carolina is a happy compromise. It's Florida. The only two seasons there are hot and hotter. I grew up in Florida. I can say that.
We enjoyed the winter in Florida.
Yeah.
But
for a while they did winters in Florida. Yeah, winters in Florida and summers here with me. They used to do 6 months on, 6 months off. And then when she got sick,
we usually traveled in the spring and the fall with a motorhome.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the nice thing about North Carolina. I've done some research on that because I've considered moving to North Carolina several times. And I still might one of these days, but right now my daughter is still here in Ohio, but like everybody else, sick of the snow and stuff, but I still tolerate it. But I live in a condo. I don't have to get out and shovel it and stuff like that. So that makes it a lot easier for me. But North Carolina, you still have the seasons. You have spring and fall, where summer, it's just in Florida, it's hard to get those seasons.
Ouch.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm just being me. What are you doing?
No.
Oh. Are we interrupting your nap?
Hmm?
Are we interrupting your nap?
No.
No. Oh. You want some grapes?
I don't want to.
No? You full?
Still think she would eat a donut, Josh. Christine asked, why don't you see any other family members?
I have a brother that lives local that they tend to visit on Saturdays and we do dinner and stuff. And they're not really on social media much. So sometimes I post pictures. I think I did for my sister-in-law's birthday. They generally shy away from the social media stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't like that.
I posted her picture. She doesn't like that. I posted her picture of a birthday celebration. And then like literally while we're sitting there, she started to get like a message from like a random cousin. And she's, did you put my picture on social media? I'm like, dumb. I'm like, no, like dumb. And then she got some other like random happy birthday from someone that wouldn't have necessarily known where her birthday was. So I guess I might have put it on social media.
You might have. Somebody wants to know, Eileen wants to know what you do, Josh.
I'm a web developer and programmer.
And he also does a ton of other volunteer work as well.
Yeah, I work part-time for a church doing worship production. I work part-time for a restaurant doing some tech stuff, online ordering and POS system type stuff. But for the most part, web developing.
10 years ago, I don't think anybody would have thought twice about, or they would have thought twice about when you say, I do tech work for a restaurant, right? Did she overcome cancer? I missed somehow that she had cancer. I love watching your Facebook reels. I'm in northern MS. Is that Missouri, Mississippi? What is MS?
Something with Mississippi.
Probably Mississippi.
MI is Michigan. MO is Missouri. So probably MS is
Mississippi. Okay.
I think so. We're testing our state abbreviation. Yeah.
Sorry. Southern Marjorie for our poor geographical skills about, but we can process of elimination.
Yeah. About 9 or 10 years ago, they were visiting. They did 6 months here, 6 months in Florida, and they were here for 6 months. She had pneumonia, and through follow-up of the pneumonia with my doctor at the time, they discovered she had a mass in her lung. So she had lung cancer, and they were able to treat that surgically by removing a third of one of her lungs. And she did great with that. We did not opt for chemo and radiation because they were on the bubble, whether that would make a difference. And it turns out that was a good gamble for us because it worked out that the lung cancer was eliminated. But then in the follow-up for the lung cancer, about a year or two later, a secondary kidney cancer was developed. It was not a spread of the lung cancer. It was a second primary cancer. And so then they removed part of her kidney. So she had the 2 bouts of that within a couple year period of time and the surgeries that went along with that. Same course of treatment for the kidney. We did just surgical. And then since then, she's been cancer-free now since.
Yeah, she was cancer-free for 5 years on the lung.
Nice. Okay. What has she been up to, Bob, since you've been home from the hospital and Josh has been doing some traveling? So what have the two of you been engaging in? Since nobody's asking questions, you guys are really quiet today. Come on, throw some questions in the Q&A. That's what we're here for, is to visit and to answer all your questions.
Since I came home from the hospital, I haven't done much in 2 weeks. And then Josh and I have just started to do some things this past week. I guess.
We went and saw a movie the other day.
That I've been pretty much home. I didn't really have to be home, but I was here. And we've had a couple of new caregivers, and I didn't want to leave the home with a stranger and
give them a little bit of time to adapt. We've increased our caregiving now to 7 days a week. So we've got a helper 7 days a week, just because I feel like, I don't want to say you're slowing down or anything, but it's definitely physical work, changing her pants and getting her ready and stuff. So it's definitely nice to have some help around the house. You're probably on the bubble of necessarily needing it, but it's definitely super helpful. So I wanted us to be prepared and not wait till we're in trouble and he's not feeling well someday, or God forbid another problem, or even if you had a flu or a cold, we don't really have an easy solution of how we function other than my world would need to stop and I would need to, make sure that I'm home and didn't have any work or any meetings to go to and all of that sort of stuff. So we've got the helper now 7 days a week.
We still have to, through my various doctors, we have to explore why I had the stroke in the first place. This is the second stroke and what's causing it. So we're exploring that through.
So we've got another couple of specialists to see. We've got to go back to the neurologist. we had our first visit at the neurologist and they needed to get the records from the hospital and do some stuff. And you're probably going to have to wear a monitor for, they said, maybe a month, although we don't have that yet, but they want
Long
to,
time.
if it's AFib, they changed his blood thinner, but if it's AFib, I guess it's a different medicine you need and stuff like that. So we would definitely want to look out for his health. One of the doctors we see that prescribes a mood medicine for mom is a psychiatrist. We visited him a couple of weeks ago, and he always worries more about you, in that 50% of the time the caregiver does not outlive the person that they're caring for. And that's an alarming stat.
That is an alarming stat.
Just because there's extra stress and extra work and extra anxiety that goes along with that. We definitely don't want that to be the case.
That have you looked into them? Is that people that live with that family, or is that caregivers in general?
I think it's a like a spousal caregiver type situation.
That is alarming. Did you guys know that?
Like a child or whatever, the likelihood of a child not outliving the parent would be, but you can see where spouses, especially if they were close in age.
Sure.
We're very lucky that both strokes were not debilitating to you. But you were a little, I don't know, dizzy, slower, taking it easy. There's about a week or so of not being 100% for sure.
Yeah, we saw pictures of Bob napping, and I was so happy to see you napping because
He doesn't nap, but you enjoyed your nap on the porch.
luckily it's cooling down. You might be able to take more naps on the porch.
We cleaned the porch the other day. We had some bird seed out there, and we discovered a mouse had gotten into the bird seed and made a huge mess. And so we had to get the shop vac, and we had a big old project, he and I, and
We had to tear the whole.
tore all the cushion. And then everything was all pollen and dust anyway. So once you start vacuuming, you realize, we get this yellow pollen. The nice thing, North Carolina is great for the weather, but we have yellow pollen. It seems all year long.
Yeah,
So once I started vacuuming the red cushion,
It's
we quickly
terrible.
saw how much yellow pollen was
Springtime.
everywhere. So we did a good cleaning of the porch.
Yeah, I used to have a pet food delivery business, and I know that most people usually keep their bird seed and stuff like that in a freezer, like a deep freeze or whatever, because it keeps the rodents out of it.
We know. Why didn't you tell us that?
Sorry, Bob. Yeah. By the way, yes. And if any of y'all have pets like puppy, if you keep your food in containers, put it in the bag and put the bag in the container. And this is totally unrelated to this, but since we're on the subject, put your bag in the container and close it. If you're going to take your food out of a bag and put it in a container, make sure you wash that container with hot soapy water in between bags, because the fat from the food will coat the container and then it will go rancid. And then any other food that you put in there goes rancid after that. That's why the bags are designed the way they are, to keep the food in them.
Well, our dogs don't eat much, and he spends most of his time sitting on the dining room table.
Right.
Not very
So
well trained.
No, we don't have to worry about it getting into the food.
You want me to get a puppy over here?
Mhm.
You want me to
But
get
if
puppy?
somebody's putting questions in here, I figured talk about something, because guys, I know you have questions. You always have a ton of questions for us. but-
Puppy.
Oh,
Okay.
puppy.
Look who's there. Look at puppy.
Yeah.
You see puppy?
Yeah.
Real.
Put him over here though, so that he doesn't block your camera angle. Is this your best camera angle right there?
Mhm.
See?
Yeah.
Who's that over there?
Yep.
Who's
I
that?
see her.
Hey, them. I
Yeah.
keep everything. The picture is so small. I keep wonder if the Zoom will be like the mirror situation, but it doesn't seem to. You don't
No, I
see
wouldn't-
yourself on the screen. Do you see that lady Betty there?
Mhm. Yep. I see her.
Nope. In the mirror, the mirror thing happens a lot, where she does spot herself in the.
Did that change it for you? Because I know if you go in and change it to the layout to sidebar, whoever's talking will be bigger.
Nothing changed. I got two side by side, and then the.
See the three dots next to the hang up thing, Josh?
I see.
You can change it to sidebar, and then whoever's talking will be bigger. Betty, that dog of yours is barking a lot. Does he want a pat on the head?
There's the puppy.
Mhm.
There you go. Who's there? Who's
I know.
that?
I know.
Do you know who that?
There's Puppy. It's Puppy peeking in.
Her name's Betty. Her name's Betty.
See Betty right there?
Oh, okay.
Hey, what is the favorite thing that you like to do with your puppy?
You just like to talk. Sometimes we catch her talking to the puppy, right? Do you ever talk to puppy?
Yeah.
She'll be like, "That's enough. That's enough," and she'll be talking to puppy.
I have a puppy too.
He probably likes puppy better than everybody. In all honesty, he spends more time talking to puppy.
Yes, I do.
Fair.
Does Dad spend most of his time talking to your dog? Does he like your dog better than you do? Probably.
Yeah.
All right. So Sue Pearson would like to know if Betty recognizes you guys and knows who you are in relationship to her.
Yeah, she always knows him. She sometimes mixes us up, and I guess maybe because I look like a younger version of him. But if we've been gone, she starts, whichever one of us comes in the house first and is walking near her, she's Bob. So sometimes I get called Bob.
Yeah. She definitely
Worst
misses
thing to be called.
from the house. Doesn't know our other son, though, that comes here once a week. A lot of times we'll sit at the dining room table at supper time, and she says, "We've got to go. Let these people go to sleep." She thinks she's visiting. And so she doesn't know the other son.
Hello from Ireland. How long has Betty had Alzheimer's?
We're at about probably 9 years or so. I think we were officially diagnosed maybe 7 years ago. We were going through those cancer treatments. And so we began to notice the memory issues, and then they were accelerated by a lot of the surgeries, but we just weren't dealing with, we just knew that was an issue, but we weren't really dealing with new doctors or new issues at that time because we were dealing with the cancer situation.
It's changed drastically in the 2 years, because 2 years ago we were at Disney, and we also went on a cruise, and those things are out of the question nowadays.
Yeah, it's hard to go too many places.
Right.
Yeah.
Sue would like for you to talk about Betty not recognizing herself in the mirror.
The first time we saw it happen, I just thought it was cute, but in talking to people, it's apparently something that a lot of people with Alzheimer's go through. And sometimes it's with her, she's always happy and enjoys who she's seeing in the mirror. That's her friend. But some people with Alzheimer's patients say they have to cover the mirror. People get aggravated or paranoid that someone's looking at them, that type of thing. Happily, we don't get any of that.
Somebody sent me an apron, a cook apron, and it's got our wedding picture on it. And we also have a cup. I have a mug with a wedding picture on it. She recognizes me, but she doesn't recognize herself.
Right?
She knows it's me as a younger person, but she looks at that picture and doesn't know it's her.
Bob, we often talk about like how Betty feels about stuff like that, which we obviously we're guessing at this point how she feels about things or what she's really taking in. But like, how does that make you feel when she doesn't recognize her with you? Does it make you sad? How does that affect you? And how do you handle that?
It does make me sad, but I understand the situation. And lately she starts talking about what's wrong with me. That bothers me. That really bothers me.
Sometimes she knows, I think she knows something's wrong because she'll say, "What's wrong with me?" Or "I don't want to be a burden." She gets sad. She goes in periods throughout the day where she's kind of low key like this. And sometimes we have a period where she's interactive. Then we have periods where she'll be sad and just weepy. And that's all a normal part of every day now. Even with different medicines that are supposed to equalize the mood or whatever.
And having the caregiver helps because it's a change of environment. When I don't have the caregiver, if I'm sitting here, she'll sit here all day with me at this counter. Or she goes to the living room and I have to put something on the TV. So it's a pretty low key day.
She doesn't engage with a lot of activity. She doesn't like to draw. She doesn't like to color. she'll even marginally just watch the TV. It has to be the right kind of animal show or something.
Yeah.
And even then she's half watching it. She's doing this a lot of times.
But with a caregiver, they take her out in a wheelchair and they go out in the neighborhood or sit on the porch and engage her in conversation. And that seems to help, where I don't do that. I've got things to do here in the house or something I want to do myself.
Or he's trying to focus on his puzzle, which is Sudoku.
Self-care is really important, Bob. And obviously you've seen the last couple of weeks that things can be wearing on you, and your self-care is important as well.
I was telling Josh yesterday that without the caregivers, my day is sitting here with her or in the living room with TV and getting meals for her. That's my whole day in and day out. Where with a caregiver, it gives me a chance to do something I want to do or get out of the house and go do something different.
Anybody that would dare criticize a family for going on vacation or doing things for themselves needs to take a hard look at themselves, because it's like you said, self-care is really important for everybody in your family.
Exactly.
So we try a couple days a week now to you and I get out. We can go, shopping, go to a meal, play golf. Or yesterday we thought our golf was going to get rained out yesterday. So we went and saw a movie and went to lunch and made a little bit of a day of it.
You guys good golfers?
No,
No.
horrible golfers.
We don't play enough. That's the problem.
The more I play, the worse I get. So I don't think that's the problem.
Josh. The more I play, the worse I get. There's other sports out there. You guys could go biking, you could go bowling, you could play pickleball.
Yeah, but we've done bowling before. We haven't done bowling
Yeah.
at all.
Betty and I were full-time bowlers in Florida. We enjoyed that. With the park we were in, there were a lot of people bowling, and we had a good time.
Although I went bowling a couple months ago with a bunch of young people, and then I had to go have fluid drained off my knee. I guess I'm getting too old for bowling.
Yeah. Last time I bowled 2 games, and we were tired and sore the next day.
And the bad things kept happening to him every time he got on his bike. And I was like, there's other sports out there.
We had bikes in Florida too, and it was a nice flat park, so we could ride around in the park. And we rode everywhere, and we just gave the bikes away when we left there.
I think you should get a new one, Bob. You can get an e-bike now.
This neighborhood's a little,
It's a little hilly.
hilly in here. So
That's why they have e-bikes. Lots of seniors participate in riding e-bikes. They have motors on them, and you just hit the throttle, and it takes you up.
I think broken hip. You should ride with him in the golf cart.
All right.
he worries about me.
All right. When did you guys first notice the symptoms and the changes in Betty?
I think we were seeing symptoms, looking back now, we were seeing symptoms 10 years ago. Cause I just shared a Facebook post that was like 10 years ago, just the other day, that was about when his pill, like sometimes his pills would randomly disappear. He would get his pills out and her pills out, and she would come along and take them all. And at the time, we didn't know it was a big issue, but things like that were happening a lot.
We were on a cruise maybe 5-6 years ago, and we lay out all the important papers we need for the next morning, and we're getting our clothes ready to pack up, and she's there undoing everything that we're doing. We get frustrated because she's moving stuff around, shuffling papers, moving clothes. The next time we got her busy doing something else, and we went and packed up ourselves without her.
Did you shuffle papers on us? Did you shuffle his papers?
No.
Don't listen to him. He's probably telling stories, right?
No. I don't know what you're talking.
Right.
Carla wants to know, Josh, do you live with your parents?
Semantics. I do live with my parents. It happens to be my house, but yeah.
We live with him. He's our landlord.
Sometimes people on social media get hung up on that. Oh, you're living with your parents. I am living with my parents, but they're living with me. But
That's funny that question came up, because just a little while ago, I was thinking about that. One of our last meetings together where somebody had, or no, on one of your social media posts, somebody had criticized you for that. And multi-generational living arrangements are very common in other countries. The families live together, they take care of each other, they love and care about each other, and it just makes more sense for their families. That's just what they do. America's really hung up on those things, and we don't do that nearly as often, but it's becoming, I think, more common and more popular for that scenario rather than seniors living in senior homes and stuff like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that if that fits your family, but if I think we're seeing more families starting to live together in that multi-generational scenario.
Why my car parked in his garage. His sits outside.
You go to more places.
He'd given up his master bedroom for the two of us, and he's moved upstairs into our bedroom. He's fixed bathrooms with grab bars and installed extra railing on the stairs. He's gone to a lot of trouble to accommodate Betty and I.
Loves you. That's why he does it.
Yeah, we really appreciate that.
That's really sweet. I hope someday that I can find a guy that's just as good to his parents as you are, Josh. Does music or art ever trigger her memory for a few minutes or longer, shorter amounts of time? We talked about that before. Have you guys started playing more music for her?
We do. We do sometimes. We probably need to try that more, especially when she's sad or upset. One of the caregivers that was here would play Frank Sinatra and walk on their walk, right? Bree would play Frank Sinatra with her.
Yeah.
You like Frank Sinatra music? What's your favorite song? You always like that. You Are My Sunshine.
Yeah.
You are my sunshine,
Yeah.
my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Sometimes you sing along. She's a little tired, I think.
The last year, there was a kindergarten teacher in Albany, New York, that was having her children send all this artwork to us. And we hung up the artwork, and we got word.
Just yesterday, she's got a new, she's the Miss Tunny and the Tunny bunnies that send Betty stuff, that school was starting, and she hung up our pictures, and there was going to be a new crop of Tunny bunnies to send you some artwork and send you some presents. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Nice.
That's such a great lesson for those children as well. It's nice for Betty to be able to see that, but it really is a lesson in humanity and how to treat people for those children also.
Mm-hmm.
Do you worry? This is something we haven't addressed. We've talked about her being downstairs now in Josh's bedroom and stuff, but someone wants to know, do you worry about Betty getting out of the house? Do you have anything preventing that type of thing? That was from Eileen.
First of all, she doesn't move around the house very well anymore, so she needs assistance almost all the time. I say that though, but every once in a while you'll be somewhere like in the kitchen, and if she really wants it, she'll get up and find a way to move around. But we do have the childproof knobs that you have to squeeze differently to open the door. So she would not be able to open that door to the outside. So generally she's where we put her in the house until we help her move around. But every once in a while she'll
Can't get out of bed either. We have a board that blocks the
like a rail. Yeah. When she's in bed without, she'll have to wake him up for assistance.
Josh, we're also streaming on Facebook and YouTube right now. I just noticed over on the Facebook stream, which people were commenting on there, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh,
and then I had the microphone turned off on my end on OBS. Hi, everybody on Facebook. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you're all hearing half of this conversation. I apologize. Yeah, I know. I unmuted you. I am so sorry. I'm still learning the program. Call me lame. But I'm really excited that we can do that, because right now this video is streaming on the website, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Sorry, guys. I know. Let's see some comments over from Facebook. Hello from Montana. We love you, Betty. I'm sorry that I was ignoring Facebook. I just happened to see something moving on my peripheral, and I was like, wait, what? I forgot that I didn't realize that there are 432 viewers on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
That's where all of our people are. They're viewing from Facebook.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Sorry about that. I'm learning. It's okay. We all have to learn about technology, right? That's one thing that learning curve. Sorry. Hi. Josh, say hi to the people on Facebook.
Facebook. Say hi to Bookface.
Hi.
Hi, Bookface.
Hi.
She used to call it Bookface because she had an iPad and that was how she did Facebook.
But she doesn't even think
Yeah.
about
No,
technology anymore stuff.
no.
She used to be pretty good at scrolling on there and liking and watching stuff.
She enjoyed it when she had it.
You used to love your Bookface,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
You had an iPad in a purple case.
Yeah.
We go over to the office every day.
I'm so glad you guys are on Facebook with us. I'm so sorry. Gosh, let's see if there's any questions over here on the Book of Faces. Love from Newfoundland, Canada. Hello. You're an inspiration to so many. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, I'm sure. Josh,
So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
lots of
Yep,
people.
about negative stuff, but we get way, way more positive stuff. We just joke about the negative stuff because
Yeah.
it gives us something to laugh about. But for every negative we do get is 500 other positives at least. And we
from
do
Idaho.
Idaho.
I found out that my grandfather, great grandfather, I think my grandfather was originally from Idaho. And so I've just recently started learning some more information about Idaho, and I have some clients up in Idaho and stuff. So that's one place of my places of interest. Nova Scotia, Canada. Hello. Mary Sue Harper wants to know, how is Bob? How you feeling?
Feeling fine. Thank you.
Goodness. So many people on Facebook. That's exciting. We're doing good stuff, Josh. 483 people on Facebook.
Nice.
So lots. I was wondering, like, why do we only have 11 people here in the chat? Since we have about 10 minutes left, I am going to go into the ones here in the chat, though, as a reward for being in here. And I am going to open it up. If you guys want to talk to Josh, Betty, Bob, raise your hand, let me know, and I can open up your mic and let you talk. I am happy to do that if that's okay with you, Josh. Let's see. Okay, Carla has her hand raised. So let's go find Carla and Carla, you should be seeing a request for you to turn on your camera and or mic. Okay.
Look, we have someone. There's someone. I see their
Mhm.
camera.
Mhm. Okay, I think you're muted, Carla. So just unmute yourself.
But sadly, we
Can you
don't.
hear me? I can hear you. Hi.
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 Great from the
Netherlands. Wow.
far in Europe. How
Yeah.
are you guys?
Good. How are
Okay.
you?
Good.
I'm fine. I follow you on Facebook, of course.
Oh,
and I
thanks.
saw the opportunity to chat with you. Very nice that you do that. And very nice how you treat your mommy and do your thing. I wanted to send you something, but the zip code is very different. And the address, I don't know where to write it down when I want to send you something into America.
Oh, I can paste that into chat. Do you have the address, or you're just not sure how to format it?
I have the address from your Facebook, but I don't know where I put what. Do you know what I mean? I don't know where I put the zip code, and I don't know what the street
So
and the number is.
yeah, the street is the street number is the 14316.
Just a second.
There's
I'll write it down.
14316.
2, 3, 4, 6. Okay.
14316.
Or 3, 4, 6. Okay.
And that's the street number, and then Reese Boulevard. W is the
Street number. I'm a breeder from the Netherlands, and I asked a colleague breeder from dogs how I must put it down, but I didn't understand how to put this down. But I try.
and
Hopefully, sent you something.
Yeah, the Huntersville is the city, and then the zip code is the 28078.
Huntersville, I did know that. That's a city.
Yes.
Strange Jane goes to talk to you. It's very strange for me.
I don't know if
Because
you can see this, but in America, this is how I know this is crude, but and all this information is not correct, guys. So don't copy this, but that's how we
Okay.
write this there.
okay. I will, in 2 seconds, I will let you see how many dogs I have. Do you see that?
She's got a lot of dogs. She's going to show you her. Look at this. Wow. She's got lots of dogs out.
Yeah.
I have 11. I'm a breeder. I have 11 dogs.
She's got 11 puppies.
Wow.
Okay. Hey, nice to see you. Thank you very much for chatting.
Hey, for being the furthest away.
I think so. I thought so.
You're the first fan we've ever chatted with online like this, because we've never really done the live. So
We had,
I know.
we had,
I with breeders always chat live with each other worldwide. And
Oh.
that's extremely to do. I must say, I'm always happy to do this and learn about people, of course.
nice.
Can I tell you, how late is it in America?
It's just a little bit after lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
One
Okay,
PM.
1 p.m. Yeah.
7 o'clock
Okay.
evening already. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All the best to you and your family. Nice to talk to you.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
That was fun.
That was fun. That was
Yes.
fun. Anybody else? We have a few minutes left. I don't have anything after this immediately. Do you, Josh?
No, we've got Paladin coming in a little bit, but we've got a little bit of time.
Let's look at Facebook a little bit since they got so ignored today. I'm so sorry, guys. Josh, we're up to 513 people on Facebook, which is
Oh.
really cool. Lots of people saying what a great job you're doing, Josh, which you are. Martha's Vineyard, somebody said they were from Australia as well. So people long distance from here.
Did Flood Stanley come from Australia?
I think so.
Either Australia or New Zealand. I can't remember now, but we call him Flat Stanley, but he's the flat teddy bear that my dad takes pictures of. He's made out of real lamb's wool.
Yeah.
Beautifully made.
Stephanie, I'm sorry to hear that your dad was just diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I know that is heartbreaking. Linda wants you to put an armrest on Betty's chair so she doesn't fall to the side.
I know. I looked for chairs that
Yeah.
she'd be able to get in and out of with the armrest, but we
She has a way of getting into the chair so the arm would be in the way. She's fallen out of that chair too, by the way.
We definitely don't like her napping in the chair. Right? No napping in the tall chairs.
Okay.
She would be happy to nap in those chairs. Andrea saying that she can't convince her father to let her get a caregiver for her mother. Do you guys have any advice for that?
That was probably the hardest, because you were resistant that
I resisted it.
we didn't need help, but it felt weird having help. And then we used it initially as respite. So we had help on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we would just immediately leave. It wasn't until the eye surgery that we had help around all the time, and we weren't leaving, that the helper was here. So that was a little bit of an adjustment to get used to. But now that you've gotten used to it, you enjoy it. It's helpful.
Yeah.
And
I can go upstairs and work on my computer and the caregiver is downstairs with her, or I can go out of the house and go shopping or do something with Josh and not worry about her.
now Dina's here through the week, and she's learning that Dad's particularly and his stuff, how he loads the dishwasher. And but she's been working really hard to try to do it his way because
She's
he can
doing
be
she's
particular.
doing a good job.
She's doing a good job. She's in the living room right now, giving us our space for this. But she's learning. She tries to do it your way. She knows not to.
She's doing a good job.
From the people that I've spoken to, a lot of times the resistance comes from, first of all, the spouse feeling guilty that they can't do everything. It's my responsibility. It's my spouse. I said till death do us part, and they feel like they have to do everything. And that's where that self-care part comes in that we were talking about earlier, is that if you want to be the best care person you can for somebody, you've got to take care of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty pitcher. And also, from what I also have understood, that they are worried about some stranger being in their home and worried that they're going to be stealing things from them, money, jewelry, possessions, different stuff like that. That's a legitimate concern, right? I think Idaho is one of the states where you do not have to be licensed to be a caregiver. Just anybody, any random person can go sign up to be a caregiver and no qualifications whatsoever, which I definitely think the laws there should be changed, because I don't think that should be a thing.
Right.
So I could see how some spouses worry about, who am I bringing into my home and how is my loved ones going to be taken care of.
For us, the rest of it was the first thing we were looking for. We were looking for the ability for he and I to go play the church golf group every Tuesday night together. And then shower time was very difficult for you. It was a knockdown, drag out.
Washing hair.
Washing her hair or giving her a shower was very difficult. And so we found immediately, with the help of an outsider, that task was easier right out of the gate. And then as we started to have help available all the time, I think initially you were a little guilty if they come and then maybe they're helping, they're making his bed or they're taking the trash out or something. But all the chores he's got to do, there's a lot of extra chores because you're taking care of her. So anything anybody can do to help alleviate any of the chores helps your day.
For example, for me to go in and take a shower, leaving her alone is a worry of mine. And as long as we've got a caretaker here, then I can go do that.
If I'm not home, I can come sit downstairs. But then the other thing that happens a lot here, which is sometimes a little difficult for me, is I'm upstairs working and then there's things that require my attention. And so I'm always up and down. Example, my Monday fell apart. I had a big list of stuff to do on Monday. But then once we discovered the mice were in the bird seed, we spent all afternoon cleaning the porch. And then I was tired and shot by the end. I never felt like going back up to my desk. So I had to make that up on Tuesdays. Yes, and take a shower. I'd come down and sit with her, but then I've got a meeting or sometimes I'm doing web programming and you need to get in a headspace where you can be in your zone. And it's a creative thing. Sometimes I need to be able to get in my zone. So it's helpful. You've got someone here, and then we don't need to worry about making our schedules jog too. But
if I get up earlier than her and she's still asleep, then I can get in there and do that.
Yeah.
But if she wakes up, I'm stuck until the caregiver gets here.
Yeah.
I was just looking on YouTube to see.
So we've got
there. So I don't know. Don't think so.
a
You're
good
off.
friend.
We're sorry.
We've got a good friend named Dina. I've known her for years. She's here every day of the week. And then we've met a lady that was our first caregiver named Louise that does a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, and 2 of the days she does late, which gives us the opportunity to go play golf or see a movie because we've got her till 8 p.m. So we can, the other day he wanted to run out to the casino, which is an hour away. So we did that one afternoon. And then we've got 2 different people now on the weekends that we've only seen them all once or twice, but they're going to alternate weekends. Once we get a little used to them and they get used to everything, you'd be able to step away on the weekend if you needed to run.
Yeah.
He could come and meet me for lunch after church, or he could come to church. It's hard right now. They watch church online. It's hard to get her out of the house. But we talked about with the lady named April on Sunday that if she comes, a half hour earlier on a Sunday, if he wants to go, then he could just go and come to in-person church.
Because that was where I could interact with all the people that came to church. I was a greeter at the front door, so I knew a lot of the people that came in there, and since COVID, we've been at home.
Lost a lot of the personal connection of
Yeah.
seeing lots of people.
The only people I see is the people I play golf with.
So that would be good. That'd be a good change. And that's easy. We just have her come a little bit earlier so that you got time to get there. And then we don't have the production of taking her out. She's got somebody different to hang with and interact with her. You can come out and interact with more people. You could have lunch, do that sort of thing, come home.
Because it's a production to get her into the car, out of the car, in and out of a wheelchair, and into a building. And then we got to worry about bathroom facilities wherever we go. And so we've taken the easy route and stay home. Unfortunately.
Andrea, I think another thing that might be beneficial to you is maybe if you convinced your dad, hey, let's do 1 hour a day to help you with bathing stuff or whatever. And I will be here for that 1 hour until you're comfortable with it. And just slowly hopefully you could find somebody that could be a regular and your dad could get to know this person and feel safe and comfortable around this person. And then progressively add time to that. Hey, Dad, I need to run some errands. Would you mind if so-and-so stays here with Mom an extra half an hour while I go to the grocery store? Just slowly get him used to somebody being there.
That's the way it's happened. I'm comfortable with both Dina and Louise being here during the day, and I'd be able to go and do whatever I wanted to do.
The others, I think you will be. They've just we only had like the first day with somebody last Sunday, so that let them get used to the house and get used to Mom and see how that goes. But overall, I think even our new caregivers are going to be great.
Absolutely. Good gosh, guys. We're up to 641 people on Facebook. How cool is that?
So we're hitting a time of day where she's randomly looking sad. And I don't know why she's sad, but that happens sometimes. She's over here crying. What's the matter?
Betty?
No, I'm okay.
It's just, this is like a normal thing for us, usually in the afternoon, early afternoon, and then in the evening after dinner.
Yeah, she was going to take a ride in a wheelchair, so maybe
maybe it's getting close to your time for your
yeah
walk around the neighborhood.
Maybe we could excuse her from that.
Yeah. Do you want to go with Dina?
You know what? It is 1:05. Yeah, you guys have been here with us for an hour. Thank you so much for all of your time and your generosity in that as well, for being that. Everybody on Facebook, I'm so sorry that we missed you at first, but we are definitely, like I said, it's a learning curve. The next time we're together, I will definitely make sure that I have all my T's crossed and I's dotted. Thank you for being with us. If you guys go to livecommunity.online, go to the Betty page. If you can help with even $5, help donate towards us training certified dementia specialists through Judy Cornish, through the Dawn method. Every little bit can help with that as well, since we've made Live Community free. So anything that you guys can do to help with that is definitely appreciated. Bob, Josh, Betty, thank you so much for being with us. And we wish you all the best. Bob, I'm glad you're getting better and feeling better.
Thank you.
And thank you to everybody. It was great that we had so many people on Facebook and such. So thanks to everybody.
Yeah. And thanks to everybody here in our live studio as well. Not live studio, but here in Zoho land being with us as well. I know that it takes an extra step for you guys to register and come on. I think that's fun, Josh, having us being able to talk to people and see people. So just know if you can register, you get the link afterwards, but you also might stand the chance of being able to FaceTime with us. So come register and be part of it. Everybody have a wonderful day. The Pettit family, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
All right. Take care. Bye, everybody.